Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This time I'm going to show you how to unlock and complete the alternate version of Chapter 11, which is Conveyor Chaos Crosswire. So in the same room or building that you find the Chapter 11 storybook in, you're also going to find a bush with scorch berries. So what you want to do is you want to burn away the brambles that are covering up this box that has a bouncy flower on it. And then we want to come up here. We're going to do a little bit of landscaping. We're going to get some feathers, and then that box over to the right, we're going to push that off the edge in order to access the next portion of this puzzle. So we're going to do that first. And that bush up here that you can water, I am going to show you how to get that, and it is a tonic, so it's not exactly required to unlock this level, but it's in the neighborhood, so we might as well get it. So we're going to push this block off the ledge, get it in position to where we can bounce up here really easily, because we need to eventually bring a bomb over to those breakable boulders. So pull this flower box back, bounce up here, there's a bomb bush, so now we're going to bring this bomb over to those breakable boulders or blocks that we found last time, or just a second ago. So bounce up, and then shoot it. You're going to shoot the J, and then you're going to water this plant right here. Alright, so now we're going to go get that tonic. So what we need to do is we need to get a waterberry. I'm not exactly sure what the waterberries are called. But we need to bring a waterberry up there. So we're going to push that block back into position. And then we're going to bounce up here. Going to grab a waterberry. And then we're going to hustle over to this block again. And we're going to get it there just in time. So just be ready to shoot it once you're looking at the bush. And then up comes a tonic. And that tonic is Quillsplosion. Alright, so now that we've gotten that tonic, we can move on to unlocking the rest of the level. And doing that is pretty simple. You just gotta do a little bit of platforming in the back. So you want to head over to where we last watered one of the main bushes over here. Okay. And then we are going to bounce off of this new flower, bounce up again, come over here. There's a very narrow pathway, so be careful as you're going. Okay, and roll over here, bounce up here. I was checking to see if there was a hidden tonic in this little square here, but there's not, so don't worry about it. I've tested it for you. We're going to come across this bridge, and then we're going to push this box down to the bottom. And there you go. So now the way you unlock the alternate version of Chapter 11 is by pushing this block onto the switch in the middle of the floor, and then that reverses the direction that the conveyor belt is moving in, and it has the same exact effect in the level. So now that the conveyor belts are moving the opposite way, we'll be doing the same thing in the level. So starting off, we want to buddy slam through that trap door, but instead of a gold quill, we now have a mine, or a bomb, that we want to bring back to the entrance to blow up a cage that is keeping T.W.I.T coin number 1 hostage. So blast your way up through the cannon, careful of this enemy that has spawned, and then just blast up in the cage, and there's T.W.I.T coin number 1. We're going to hit the green ghost quill, do our best to get as many of these quills as we can, but we're not going to get too many. I'm going to move on. So this stage, I think, has some of the best music in the game so far. This and Chapter 2, Factory Fright Flooded, these two stages have some of the best music. I really just love listening to this track. But the stage is really hard. I will say that. It is very, very hard. It takes a lot of patience. The checkpoints are spread out. Not too far, but fairly, I will say. So just keep that in mind. Right, so we're going to use this mine here. And this isn't necessary for the next T.W.I.T coin, but it is just going to come in handy to help us as we progress through the level. Okay, so we're going to jump over this saw blade, get that gold quill. Now we're going to contend with the red ghost quill. This one isn't too hard. It doesn't have, any really precise jumps or anything. It just moves around the conveyor belts pretty, into corners or whatever. Just try to get as many quills as you can. We're going to come down here, and we are quickly approaching T.W.I.T coin number 2. Now, like I said in the previous version of this video, or the main Chapter 11 guide for the regular version of the game, this area with the 4 saw blades houses or keeps T.W.I.T coin number 2, so I recommend hitting this checkpoint before starting the puzzle. Otherwise, you have to just start it from way further back. So you want to grab all of the quills that have appeared, but you have a really short time to do it. So what you want to do is you want to jump to the right, get those, then jump up, get those. Basically start on the right and then do it in an anti-clockwise rotation, and you should have just enough time to collect all of them. You'll get twit coin number 2, hit the checkpoint again so you can move on. You want to do your best to keep this bomb because it allows you to kill an enemy that is sort of in your way when you're dealing with the purple ghost quill as it's spitting out all these feathers. You essentially want to use it on this gyrocopter enemy here. So we're going to touch the purple ghost quill, try to get as many of these quills as possible from him. The gyrocopter enemy is not too hard to contend with, but it'd be a lot easier if you just shot him and got rid of him and be able to get every single quill without a problem. Alright, so now we're going to start dealing with these conveyor belts that have, or these windmills that have 2 conveyor belts each, and you do want to do a big running jump to get twit coin number 3 right there. So we're going to hit this checkpoint, and then we are going to deal with these conveyor belts that are moving backwards with saw blades slowly moving up and down. And the doorway that we used before in the original version of this level is not used in this version, so don't worry about it. I do wish they kind of cordoned off those sorts of things. Like if you use them in one version of a level, you're not going to use them in another. I wish they better signified that you could just ignore them, because I find myself trying to get into places a lot of the time that it's just not possible. Some of the earlier levels I feel like are worse offenders for that, but I digress. So for this section here, we have a wheel with a couple of molten spokes and one that just blocks your path. It's going to come in handy later. So you want to do your best to snake under one of the molten spokes and then just quickly spin along the conveyor belt. Here's a gold ghost quill here that we're going to collect all of its quills. It's going to give us 10 more. Now we want to try to get to the other side of this wheel. The best way to do that is to jump on the non-molten spoke and then jump up. And you really want to quickly jump again to avoid the molten spoke. But if you have Laylee here, which you should because there's a bell right below this checkpoint, you get to sort of tank the one hit. To get back over, you want to wait for the regular spoke to come around and just use it as a guide, and it'll push you on over. Alright, so we're about 2/3 of the way through the level. It's just a little bit more, a few difficult challenges to go. This is one of them, honestly, because you kind of got to take a leap of faith here and trust that there's a platform where you're going to land right here. Yeah, I always find those a little tricky, and I always find myself clenching up whenever I see them. Alright, so this red ghost quill here, again, just like the previous one, not too hard to get everything out of. You don't have to do really any precise jumping or anything. It's pretty forgiving, which is nice. These things are usually little devils. And it sounded like a very old person saying that, but I am old for the internet. Alright, so from here, we're just going to drop on down, get the rest of the red gold quill, or rest of the red ghost quill, rather. And then we're going to spin really quick under these saw blades, pop back up, ring the bell in case we need to bring Laylee back. For this crown quill, we just want to break the first box, use the second one as a platform, and jump up. We're going to move along this wheel, avoid the molten spokes here. Okay. Now, unlike last time, there is no twit coin down here, but I am going to show you how to deal with everything down there, just in case you do want those crown quills. We're going to go for it anyway. So basically, it's the same thing, except on your way there, the conveyor belts are moving in the direction of the pit, so they are going to move very, very quick, so you just got to be careful. But you can get it, you can move towards those crown quills and back in one motion, and you should be fine. Alright, so over here, I'm not exactly sure why this is here, aside for the purpose of blocking off the path. But yeah, it does come in handy though, just in case you fall, you can hug the right wall, and you'll just land on those boxes. But it's weird that they're there. See, case in point. Alright, so there is an enemy spawner at the top there, and if you don't reach the top on the first pass, you're going to have one drop on top of you, so just pay attention, unlike me. You also want to make sure that these guys don't follow you over here, because the 5th twit coin is right here. Alright, and you can get back up, despite it taking me a few attempts. You just got to do a big rolling jump and jump just before the halfway mark. That's it. That's the alternate version of level 11, Conveyor Chaos Crosswire. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Yooka-Laylee and the impossible Lair, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new videos go live. If you like this content a whole lot, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. And as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.